It's time for an oil change on the Aprilia RS457. I'm going to try to simplify this as much as possible by removing the least amount of fairings possible to turn this into a quick oil change. For the oil, I'm using Motul. There's no specific reason why. I usually use Castrol, but this is what the dealer had available. So the goal will be to remove only the lower fairing and this middle part fairing and try to avoid this side fairing or the other fairing. Let's see if that's possible. First, I'm going to start by removing 1, 2, and 3 bolts. They're all 4mm. Start with this 4mm hex. Second one right here, break loose, and third one right here, break this loose too. Now that all 3 are removed, this is a little looser, but it seems like this bolt is still holding it. This is also a 4mm. Remove this one too. Okay, like I said, the goal is to remove the least amount of fairings possible. So far, by removing these screws, this is not going anywhere. So what I'm going to attempt next is to remove this one here by removing a T25 right here with the T25 Torx. And I'm going to remove the same bolt from the other side to attempt to remove the center fairing. All right, so a summary. You need to remove one here, one here. You do not need to remove this. I figured a better way. I reinserted this screw. You do need to remove this, and you do need to remove this from the other side. You also need to remove this from the other side, and you need to remove the one T25 behind here and the one T25 the other side. And that way, you get to remove this piece here and one piece with this. Okay, so from the right side, it turns out that you also have to remove this bolt and these 2 bolts. So this side lower fairing is removed as one piece with the other side. So same with 4mm. Break loose here too, and break loose here too. And now this should be able to come off as one piece. There you go. All right, one more recap. Essentially, this is what you're removing, all the lower fairing as one piece. To do that, you have to remove 1 bolt, 2 bolts. You keep this one, and from the right side of the bike, 1, 2 bolts, 3, you keep this one. And then these ones here are the ones that lock on the upper fairing here. And these ones here are where the T25 go underneath the fairing. Okay, now that the fairing is removed, we can start draining the oil. Now, 2 notes about this. One is the oil drain plug and one is the oil filter. For the oil filter, which you'll find it right there, you're going to use one of these wrenches. Now, here's the thing. Aprilia changed the size of the oil filter. So for this reason, I have 2, because the one I have uses one size and the other one uses the one size. These ones are, and I'm going to put these on the link if you want to purchase them. This is a 65 by 14, and this is a 68 by 14. Now currently this one uses the smaller one, which is a 65 by 14 there. And I'm going to use this to remove it, but for the new filter, I'm going to use this. And for the drain plug, it's an 8mm hex, which I'll show you here right now. It's right here and uses an 8mm hex. All right, guys, unfortunately, I thought I hit record and I didn't while I was talking to myself, literally while I was draining the oil. Basically, what happened is I used the 8mm hex with the ratchet and it was really, really tight. I had to break it loose, and when I did, I removed the drain bolt here, and it had a lot of metal savings, which I also recommended to do an oil change at 200 miles before your first service. And I also fished out the washer because it was stuck underneath, and I basically said make sure you retrieve your washer so it's not stuck under there. Okay, while that is draining, now at least I hit record, and I'm going to place the wrench here on the oil filter, and then with a ratchet and an extension, I'm going to place this here. right there and start loosening the oil filter. This is also tight. All right, it's coming loose. Okay, loose enough to remove by hand. There you go, and drain this too. Right there. Okay, now while the oil filter is draining, now I'm gonna take the drain plug, and unfortunately I'm reusing the cross washer because I did not have any available. I inspected it, it looks fine. It should be fine to use it again, but I do recommend you always change the cross washer. Now I'm going to replace that back up. Okay, once you screw the drain bolt by hand, what you're going to do next is take the 8mm ratchet and just hand tighten over here like this, and we're going to use a torque wrench to torque this. Okay, now with the torque wrench, I'm going to set it at 20 Newton meters. I'm actually setting it at 21 Newton meters, but it's still okay. Press and torque. There you go. Okay, now we're going to take the new filter, and it's already pre-greased here if you see it. All I'm going to do is pre-fill it a little bit with some oil, and we're good to go. There you go. Just a little bit, not too much. So you can pre-saturate it, that's all. Normally if this was not pre-greased, you would have taken some oil and dabbed it around the rubber ring. Okay, as you can see here, I've cleaned all the surroundings. Make sure the old rubber ring is not stuck here, that everything's clear. And you can start screwing the oil filter in. Hand tighten it, and then we're going to use the torque wrench to torque it. Now for this oil filter, I need to use the 68/14 for this one. I'm going to torque it at 15 Newton meters. There you go, we're torqued. Also, something I didn't mention in the beginning, when you drain everything, make sure that the fill plug is unscrewed so it could create circulation. Okay, now with funnel, I'm going to place the remaining of the one that I used to pre-fill the oil filter, and this will be a total of 1 liter. Now, the manual recommends 2.2 liters total, but of course I'm not gonna go ahead and put 2.2 right away. I'm gonna start with 1, and then I'm gonna go to the second one, and at the same time I'll be able to check the level right here. Thank you, Aprilia, for doing this. Why do you not do this at the RS660 and the RS4? I don't know, but this is very helpful. Okay, filling the first liter. All right, so I filled 2 liters so far, and as you can see here, we have these 2 lines right here, 1, 2. So this is low, this is max. So as you can see right now, the oil is just below the max, and that's 2 liters exactly, which means it could take potentially 0.1 or 0.2 more liters. But always remember, this level could be different once you do it the proper way. The proper way that Aprilia states the manual is to start the bike, warm it, actually ride it for about 10 miles, come back, let the bike sit for a minute, and then recheck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add about 0.1 or 0.2 and then do that process and come back and check it. Okay, actually barely took 0.1, actually took 0.5, so 2 liters and 0.5, not even 2.2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install back all the fairings and then start the bike, warm it up, recheck oil level, and see if I actually have to bring it up to 2.2. Okay, so I took it for a few spins around in here, warmed the engine up, and I'm going to let it sit for a couple of minutes and recheck the oil level. All right guys, so I refilled the oil with exactly 2.4 liters for me to get this level there. 2.4 exactly. Now again, I only run the engine for like 2-3 minutes to warm it up and recheck the oil level. Normally, I have to take it out for a ride, do at least 10 miles, bring it back, let it sit and recheck oil level. So there you have it, quick, simple and easy oil change. Guys, I hope this video helps you do your own oil change. If you enjoyed this video, guys, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one.